that just what you wanted to achieve with the movie?
Well, we want to show people, the history of where it come from. A lot of people don't know that N.W.A. really changed the trajectory of hip hop and music, and in a lot of ways, pop culture with being so hardcore. And people have been entertained for 25 years off of the N.W.A. family tree. You got Eminem, you got 50 Cent, you got Snoop, you got Beats by Dre, you got the Friday movies, you got Barbershop. All that stuff wouldn't have happened without N.W.A. So the world deserves to know where it all started.
And OShea, how did you identify with your dad's youth growing up, in a...
Well, he's always let me know, his past. I've heard these stories my whole life, and he's always had me aware of the harsh realities of the world. If you don't know the rules of the game, you're gonna lose. Yeah. And it's really something that's been happening for generations. The harassment and the things like that. And when you really put it in perspective, I've had my run-ins with the law and things like that. So it's easily relatable.
What role do you think hip hop plays today, or rap, compared to when you were younger?
Well, it was so new when we first started doing this, so it was a phenomenon that was just taking the whole world by storm. But now it's just an intricate part of music, and I still think it has the same impact. It's a way for the youth to be heard. It's a way to have a voice, because if you're young, the world can be a pretty voiceless place. And this was before social media. So now with social media and hip hop, I think social media has taken the place a little bit where hip hop used to be the voice of people. They would talk through rappers and through music and be like, yeah, he's saying what I like, so that's why I'm with him. But now everybody can say what they want to say. So it doesn't take that role as much, but I think it's just still something people love to hear, love to do. New songs are exciting. So, it's still, to me, very heavy in the forefront of music.
Do you think it's materialized more? It's more about material items, or?
Yeah, it's definitely a music to escape to. It's all about escapism now. It's all about partying, drinking, smoking, sex, get jewelry, get clothes, get cars. It's all about excess and, try to live like a king or a queen. That's really the whole premise now, which is a cool fantasy for a lot of people, and it's a lifestyle for some people, but the music at its best is when it's teaching you something you didn't know. Yeah.
And OShea, you want to kind of stay in the film industry, is that right? Is that what you kind of...
Definitely.
Yeah.
I'm a movie buff. I was screenwriting before I got on the other side of the camera, so I definitely want to cement something in film.
And what do you hope to achieve in films?
I want to be credited for good movies. That's what's really important, is that you have a nice catalog of great films. I want to have different types of characters under my belt. At the end of my career, whenever that is, I want to be able to look back and say I did a lot.
Are there any issues you kind of want to bring to light through film? Like, so your dad kind of, brought to light corruption within police and things like this. Is there anything that you really want to focus on in a film if you had your own kind of project?
Well, as a screenwriter, you're supposed to look at, the things that are happening in real life and in real time and figure out how to translate them to film. So, I'll never knock that out of my realm of possibilities.
And Cube, if Eazy was still here, do you think the film would have been different? Do you think he would have?
I don't know. Maybe. Of course, the end would have been different if he was still here.
Yeah.
But you never know. It was hard to make this movie. Everybody put in their all into it. I think he'd be there, definitely as a producer, and he would, have his say in certain things, so maybe slightly different, but not too much different, because we kept him in the forefront of our mind with every decision because he wasn't here. So it was like 4 people was thinking for one person. And, you know, where anybody would slip up, somebody would say, nah, man, Eric wouldn't like that right there. You know, he wouldn't do that. He wouldn't wear that. He wouldn't say that. So, you know, the movie was definitely inspired by him, and it was here to cement who he was to music and to the world. And I think he'd love it.
That's good. And then there's been talk about a sequel. What do you think about that?
I don't want to hear nothing about no sequel.
No?
You know, it's
That's
like
it. That's the story.
this was too hard to do the first time.
Yeah.
You know, and you know, talk to me in a year or two about about trying it again. But you know, real life is 10 times harder to put together than fantasy, if you ask me.
Do you want to talk a little bit about your album? That's
Oh yeah, everything's corrupt.
Yeah. Tell us about that.
You know, I got to finish it up. You know, this movie has taken a lot of my time, a lot of energy, a lot of focus. I didn't want to cheat the record, so I stopped working on it to make sure this came out right and was completed in the right way. And so, you know, now that this is out and people are loving it, I can go back and finish my record. So hopefully soon I'll be happy enough with it to put it out.
And what does the record explore?
You know, everything's corrupt. You know, it talks about what's going wrong with the world and why we are in this position. Because if you look around, there's corruption in all walks of life.
Yeah.
So I think that's something we got to deal with, or we all gonna, you know, kind of perish under our own BS, under our own sneaky lies and self-centered nature.
Yeah. And now finally, just the last question. Do you have any advice for people that want to get into the film industry, into production? What would you tell them? What's a really good thing to keep in mind?
You are in the film industry. Go shoot something. I mean, go shoot something. Go shoot a short. You know, it's so many ways that you could do your own thing now. There's so many programs and apps and ways to edit, and man, go shoot something interesting, and you never know what that might snowball into. You know, shoot it, put it up on the internet, promote it, you know, push it. You never know who's gonna see you, but you know, you have to have true talent really to make it to the top. But you don't have to try to get into any industry. You know, just say, you know, I'm in it, and you know, sometimes the industry has to catch up to you instead of you catching up to it.